Hawa Nagachio. Oshikwozu? Osta. Hawa. So, can anybody tell me what this first vowel sound looks like in syllabary? D? Yes, ma'am. So we know we've gone over this whole line and the second. Tonight we're moving on to, I think we're on line 4. So, anybody remember A?
Oh, you mean sound A. Okay. R.
An R?
E.
Yeah.
E is.
Okay, and it's the R with the fancy tail, right? Okay, what is this one? E, yes. Okay, and this one, remember, it doesn't change. O. Anybody? Ooh. Oh, stop. And oh, stop. So that was what we covered the first week. Then we moved on to ga, right? And then ka, gay, gi, go, goo, and gum. Right, gum. Last week, anybody want to take a guess at the first one that we went over last week? Ha. Now remember, that's the upside down 4, longer sidearm with a circle, right? And then we have hey. What's that look like? Remember, hey, yeah. The funny looking one. It's the P, looks like somebody waving hey. Or I think of like a sickle, a scythe, whatever, that cuts the hay. Right? Yeah. Remember what he looks like?
It's an egg, but it's got all curly cubes.
Yes, it does. Remember, we're talking about he's mine, he's my man. So we have our little fist, we're going to call, right? Little fists. And it's just a straight line through like an A.
And that's he.
He. Remember what ho looks like?
It's straight across.
Yes. Right? So we have our long rake handle, our long hoe handle, but our hoe is stuck in the middle. It's called hoe. Now, who? Remember who hung hangman?
Straight down.
Yep, straight down, straight across at the top. And then hum. And that's the first one that makes us go, huh? Right? Okay, so we start at the bottom, come up and around, halfway up, and give them a hat. Yeah. So this is everything we've covered so far. I think that's really awesome. So we're going to do a little bit of a practice round, and I'm going to point. You tell me what you think it is. Okay? So, gay, hold on, E, let's do ha. Ka. Remember, this whole line from here to here can have that sound change. Instead of a gay, it'll be a K, right? We have our ga and our ka, and that's how we know the rest of this line can also be a K sound instead of a G sound. So, how about that one? Ha. Who. Oh. Right. And A. Good job, everybody. Okay, so do we want to kind of go over how these phonetics will look as well? Or are we good there? Think we're good? General consensus? We're good on that one? Kind of. I think the major point we want to make is that once you learn this top line phonetically, everything else comes so much easier. The whole thing. Phonetically, once you get these ones, the rest just follow. And if you notice on your syllabary charts, right, this whole line is going to have that ah sound tacked on the end, right? So, ga, ha, la, ma, and the rest, you know?
All the way down.
All the way down. Mm-hmm. So phonetically, it's kind of easy to learn these characters. But, yeah, so we're going to start with our la line tonight. La. And we've seen a few of these before. You know, la, li, lo, lu, all those. We've seen a few of these in some of these words that we've practiced already. But we'll start at the beginning. La, right? So this is what it's going to look like in the syllabary. A W. Now, this one is easily mistaken if you're not really paying attention sometimes. Because we have another character that looks just like that. So do you see how there's that X in the middle? That's how I differentiated these when I was learning them. Because this is la, and this is ta, right? So we have la and ta. They're on the same thing, but like I said, X, think of a cross. You have that cross in the middle, and that's your T, right? Your la is just a regular old W looking thing.
Did you say that next one's top?
Yes, top. See how there's a cross in the middle?
Yeah.
It has a like X. I think of a sideways cross, and that makes my T. Right? So la, top. And we'll go over that whole line again later. I just kind of wanted to make sure we were kind of kosher on where this one stands. So, la, yeah, sounds like la. So we'll go ahead and practice writing this one down a few times, and we'll say it together. On one? On one. So, big W, right? La. 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 Sorry, that one got sloppy. La. And la.
It's bigger as you can.
Yeah, you did. You got to compensating for not being close to myself. Okay, so that is la. What's next? Lay. Lay. Okay, so this one's kind of funky too. But we start right here, right? We come up and over, down, we almost make an 8. To me, I don't know what got it, like, why this, I don't know. I just remembered that this kind of looks like a swan to me, and that's how I got it to stick. It almost looks like a music note too, right? So, lay. This is what we're going to look at when it's written out phonetically. L-E, right? It doesn't say lee, it says lay. All right, we ready to practice them? Like I said, we kind of start up and around, back and down into itself. That one was kind of sloppy, isn't it? So, lay, 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 lay. Okay, so we have law. We have lay. What's next? Lead. The way I got myself to remember this one is I think of a leader. Okay, like leader who leads sheep around. Looks like a shepherd's staff. Yeah? Looks like that phonetically. Yeah, L-I looks like that, but it says lead. And on your syllabary chart, sometimes they look kind of funky depending on how they were printed out. Some people will see this and they'll go like that, and they'll give them like a boot. Yeah. The way I learned this one, just for myself, is I didn't leave that boot on because I know sometimes that vowel will get silenced. And to differentiate for myself in my head, that means that it's silent. So, if I ever have a lee with a boot on it, for the purposes of this class, that means that that I gets dropped off right there. So we have l, just a l, right? I mean, you guys can do it however you want. It's a learning process for all of us. But we're going to get it done. We're going to learn some stuff. I'm going to try to teach some stuff. So, lee, 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 lee. Mustache? We're good? Okay. Let me know if I go too fast. Our next one is low. So, it looks like a G. But, you see how that comes into the middle? And there's no like little tail or anything like that. It's just a half a circle almost that comes into itself and gives itself a sidearm. So that is what it looks like in the syllabary. That is what it looks like phonetically. And it says low. That O doesn't change. Never changes. It's always going to be an O sound when it comes to that vowel. So low, and then what? Loo. So that on your syllabary chart is just a big capital M. This, that's what it looks like phonetically, right? And it says loo. Everybody got it? You ready to practice? Yeah. Okay. So remember, it looks like just a big capital letter M, right? Loo. 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 Everybody good? Okay. Now, what comes next? Lung, right? We have the sound. It's almost the opposite exactly of that. but it's backwards, right? Okay, it's backwards, and it has a broken arm out to the side. Not that big. Sorry. It's got a broken arm out to the side, crooked arm, but that is your lung. Now we have that LV phonetically, right? It says lung, and that's very nasally. Okay? So let's practice a few times. Lung. 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 Can y'all see that? I feel like it's marker. Whoa, well, that worked. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. Lung. And lung. Everybody good? Okay. So, we'll just practice these a few times, saying them. That way our mouths kind of get familiar. So, la, lay, lee, low, loo, lung. La, lay, lee, low, loo, lung. Oh, stop, my God. So is that good enough review for tonight? We went over everything? Okay, good deal. What kind of new words do we want to learn? Do we want to finish out weather where we stopped last week, or animals, numbers? Okay, well, we can finish up weather.
Better than the weatherman does.
I try. Okay. So, we did snowing, right? We did it's cold. We did it's hot. It's warm, windy, strong, and regular. We did sunny. We did thunder and lightning, raining, flooding. Let's see. How about a tornado? Okay. So this might not be how everybody says it. You ask different people, you're never going to get the same answer on anything, just about. But anybody? Ah. And then ga. And then we just learned this one tonight, right? Loo. Loo. And gee. Oh, stop. I like this. We've been over every single one of these. So, ah, ga, loo, gee. All right, so that can be a twister, a tornado, any kind of like funnel storm. Yeah. You'll hear some speakers say like Gashangwala, Unole, because it's like a circle, strong wind. But this one is the one I went over. This is how I learned it. So, ah, ga, loo, gee. Ah, ga, loo, gee. Agalugi. Oh, stop. Agalugi. Right? And that is our twister tornado word. Agalugi. Agalugi. And I'm going to go ahead and embarrass myself, but the way I got it to stick in my head was Galugi, and I would think of somebody like spitting one of those into the storm. I don't know why that's what got it to stick, but that's what it was. So there's my embarrassing story for the evening. Thank you all.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like somebody hocked a loogie into the tornado. I don't know why that's what got it to stick, but that's what it was. Okay, so Lishi Dahadishko, it's sleeting. Unestalaha ale Ganesha Anshka. Sleet. Ganesha Anshka? Oh. So, Ga. And this we'll go over later, but that is a nay. This is show. And we have Ga. Okay? Ga, nay, show, shka. Remember that S right there gets tacked on to the one behind it, and it melds together. Okay? So, ga, nay, show, shka. Ga, nay, show, shka. Okay? Right? Ga, nay, show, shka. Ga, nay, show, shka. That's our word for it's sleeting. Right? It's very, very similar to that word we learned last week for just windy, too. So kind of make sure you're really looking when you're reading. Because our word for windy was ga no lum shka. Right? These two were different. But ga ne show shka. You want to try it one more time? Okay. Ga ne show shka. Ga ne show shka. Ga ne show shka. Oh, stop. Ga ne show shka. Everybody got it before I start wiping? I mean, do you have it on your paper? Okay. You don't have to learn all this right away, guys. Like, it really takes practice, I promise. Like, I will get home and I will talk to the kids, I'll talk to the dogs, I'll talk to Barbie dolls. I mean, just anything to get that extra practice in. So, our word for it's icy. Unestalaha. It's okay? Unestalaha. So we have u, right? And then ne. Da. And then la. Ha. U, ne, sta, la, ha. U, ne, sta, la, ha. Right? U, ne, sta, la, ha. U, ne, sta, la, ha. I also learned that kind of, if you put that last word for it's sleeting, and then this word, it means it's hailing. Like hail is coming down out of the sky. Like ice is falling. But this one is for it's icy. Right, it's icy. So do you see this unesta? Unesta by itself, without these two, that's just our word for ice. Unesta. This part right here, unesta. That's just ice. So this right here, it's just, ice. So unesta laha, ganesha unshka, right? That means it's hailing. Okay? And then just unesta laha, it's icy out. Go ahead, honey. Get out of the camera. We don't want them to see you. Okay. And we did go over its flooding, right? Okay. How about foggy? Did we go over that? Okay. Okay, so foggy. Ooh. Ka. Oh, yeah. What is that one? Ha. And remember, we talked about that one. It's ta, yes, ta. So, ka, ha, ta. Ka, ha, ta. Ka, ha, ta. It's okay, Foggy? Ka, ha, ta. Kind of, but that's the one we used for. It is foggy. Ah, well, if I can learn to write English again. Yeah. So let's try it a few times, right? Ka, ha, ta. Ka, ha, ta. Ka, ha, ta. Ka, ha, ta. Osta. Ukahata. Ukahata. And that's for it's foggy. I can't remember if we went it over it's frosty? No? Okay. This is why I still have trouble with this word. Well, these two, right? We'll go over this later. But, well, try that one more. This is a ya. Okay? Ya. Ooh, ya. Ta. Anybody know? Ha. Osta. So uyataha is it's frosty. grade. Yeah. Uyataha. Okay. Uyataha. 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 Ostanagad is Uyataha. Frosty. Yes, it is frosty. I think that's about got my weather words wrapped up. Unless you can think of anything. Did we do, it's dark? No. No. Okay, cool. I like this one. I think it's ga. I can't remember for sure. But remember what I said about that one. It's a leaf, right? It gets cut off. And so does that one. So, we have, what's this one? Ooh. What's that one? Lead. Remember, we lead with our staff, right? So it's going to be L-I with that I silenced, okay? So that's what it's going to look like if I ever write this word for you guys. Ooh, lead, right? Ooh, lead. This is she. She. And da, I think. This kind of almost doesn't matter what symbol you put there as long as it has that G in front of it most of the time. That's kind of what I've learned from a lot of our other speakers. But ul, right? Ul, sheep, sheep, ul, sheep, ul, sheep. Yeah, ul, sheep. And that means it is dark. It's dark. Ul chic. Ul chic. I remember now, see, if you ever read it in syllabary, this is what it's going to look like. Most of the time, without those underlines. Like if you read this in a book, da used uli she ga. I've never heard of that, but you have. It gets a little hard when you're reading those syllabary books, but ul chic. Ul chic. Yeah. Your U and your L phonetically, right? U, ul. It goes together. Ul, she, g. That g. Because you don't have that A anymore, and you don't have that I. So, ul, right? Chic. Ul chic. It is a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I just loved learning this because it sounds interesting to me. Ul chic. Not ushi, ul chic. It's dark. It's not uyans because it's not ushi, right? It's dark. Now, I'm going to kind of take it just a little step further. How do we get to know what these words are, right? Like, how do we use this in a conversation? Somebody has to ask you what the weather's doing, right? What's happening outside? That's exactly what we ask when we want to know the weather, okay? So, it's going to be, anybody know how to say what? Do used? Do used, right? Say what? Do used? What do you want? Do used? Zadoo. What do you want? So, this is our do. Okay? So, do. And then we have east. So do used, do used, right? Sometimes you'll hear speakers and they're just automatically going to chop that off, right? But for this class, we're still learning long form. That way we know what goes there. Okay, so do, used. Okay, our next word is anybody want to take a crack at it? I know we don't know this one. We haven't gone over this one. We haven't gone over that one. But we have a ga for both sides. And I'll go ahead and give you the others. So ni, right? Ni, ga. That li is silenced, right? Ni, gal. Ni, gal, sti, right? Okay, so do we used, ni, gal, sti. And I can ask this, and that just means, right, what happening? Our literal translation, what happening? For our English brains, we tack an is. So what is happening? Do we used, ni, gal, sti. And that can be for anything. What's happening? You know? We want to know what's happening where? Outside, right? We write outside like this. Do. And this one kind of looks funky too. But that is our word, or our syllable for ye. Do, ye, okay? And that is outside. So, our whole question word for, or our whole question sentence for weather. Do used, right? Ni, gal, sti, ni, gal, sti. Do ye, right? So it'll sound like this. Do used, ni, gal, sti, do ye. Do used, ni, gal, sti, do ye. Right? Then you can look outside and say there's a cat fighting another dog out there. Or you can tell me, you know, what's happening outside. This would just be like, what is happening outside of those walls? So, if I'm asking you, do you use ni, gal, sti, do ye? 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you what the weather's doing. 9 times out of 10. Sometimes they'll tell you, my neighbor's over there yelling at somebody to get off his lawn. You never know. But, if I want to know what the weather is like outside, do we use sti, ni, gal, sti, do ye? Okay? So what do we used is happening, ni, gal, sti, do ye, outside. What is happening outside? Do used, ni, gal, sti, do ye.
I remember, most people know both sides, and I'm like, I remember that it's called for blue. Anyway, do is what? The
Yeah.
other is,
Yeah. Right, so do we used, ni, gal, sti, do ye. What is happening outside? And then we can start to answer back with those weather words. So, do we use, ni, gal, sti, do ye? Anybody know? Can we look out? What's it doing outside? Is it raining? So what word would we use if it was raining? Close. Agashka. Agashka. Right? Wool sheep. Remember, it's dark. Yeah, it is dark outside. So do you snigosti do ye? We just learned it. Ul chic. It's dark outside. Yeah, ulogila. It is cloudy. It's got to be cloudy to be raining most of the time. So do you snigosti do ye? Tell me it's cloudy. Ulogila. Right, ulogila. So, you guys have your notes from last week. I don't know about y'all if you're joining time. But, what do we say if there's a tornado outside? I'll give you the first one. Agalugi. Agalugi. There's a tornado, right? Agalugi. So what do we say if it is foggy outside? Ukahata. Ukahata, right? Oh, stop, God. Now, tell me it is sunny. Do we remember that one from last week? Agaliha. Oh, stop. Now, what if it is cold outside? Uyanza. Uyanza. And a lot of the times our fluent speakers, they're going to take that on in and just chop it off. So it's uyans. Uyans. For the purpose of this class, we're still learning long form. Uyanza. 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 Now, what if there is a flood coming through the door? So do ye snigosti do ye. Tell me it's flooding. Osta, gano hugia. Gano hugia. Osta. Now, I'm at the window. Do ye snigosti do ye, and it is sleeting. Ganesho unshka. Right, Osta, God. That one's a little tricky. It is long, yes. But Ganesha Anshka. Oh, stop. Now, we just got done with that tornado a little bit ago. But now there's a strong or a fierce wind. Do ye snigosti do ye? Unole. Osta. Osta. Unole. That is, there is a strong or a fierce wind. Right. Osta. Now that's died down. It's windy. Do ye snigosti do ye? Gano. Shka. Right. Ganola unshka. It's just windy. Ganola unshka. Oh, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, sure. It's windy, right? We'll put it right here. Ga. No. La. Shka. Ga, no, la, shka. That means it's windy. Ga. No. Shka. Man. Let's see if we can get some of this English on here. Okay, so ganola shka. That's what it's going to look like in syllabary. It's windy. Alrighty, guys. Anything else we want to work on? That pretty much covers weather for the most part. At the very basic level. And it's not so. It is a lot. So, we've covered our weather. How about we start to talk about what we need for harsh weather? About clothes. Sound good? We can do clothes? We'll do a little bit of clothing. Do you got this down, Deb? Okay. So, with all of these clothing words, I'm going to try to keep it super simple. And this is just going to be one article of clothing that belongs to somebody. Okay? We don't know who. It's just his, hers, its, whatever. Okay? So, wo. Wo. Somebody's shirt. We'll go over this much later, right? It's a little tricky. It looks kind of like a T with a curved tail, but then that comes straight back down. Okay? And we give it arms. Right? So, and it's a H in a. You kind of push that air through your nose. And then, whoa. And that looks like that phonetically. So, wo. 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 And that's just somebody's shirt. Wo. It's okay? Hold on. Now, we need what? Pants? Yeah? Okay. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I second guessed myself there for a second. Let's see. Okay. This one's kind of a little funky too. Okay. But for that one, we start at the top. I went the wrong way. I had it all the way backwards, guys. Shoe. Okay, so you start to the right. You give it a hump, come up and around, and whoa. Give it a hump, up and around, and give it a big belly. Shoe. Alright? So, shoe. This one we went over tonight. Somebody tell me what that is. Low. Oh, stop. Shoe, low. And that is somebody's pair of pants. Okay, so we have wo, shoe, low. Shoe, low. Shoe, low. Okay. Wo, shirt, right? Wo, shirt. Shoe, low. Shoe, low. Pants. Wo, shoe, low. So I got shirts on, I got pants on. What's on my feet? Let me just make sure that I'm not putting any, because every time I see this, I want to put possession on them now. Okay. So, this word we have have this little nifty sucker right here. This is called a pluralization marker sometimes, right? That means we have more than one. Okay, so I'm not going to say I'm wearing one shoe when I'm wearing two shoes, but this is somebody's two shoes. Okay? And this can mean they have two shoes or they have 150 shoes. That D just makes the whole word plural. So, if we have this on the front, right, it takes the place of that possession marker to make it his, hers, or its. So, what do you think that is if we're only talking about one? Ah, oh stop. So, just one shoe, somebody's one shoe. Ah, la, shoe, go. So just one shoe. Ah, la, shoe, lo. Ah, la, shoe, lo. And it kind of gets harder a little bit here. Just because, you know, that shoe low, just ah, shoe low, without that W, without that la, what is that? Pants. Ah, la, shoe low, shoes. And the way I kind of got it to stick in my head is like la shidane is a foot. Like ela shidane is a foot. Okay? So that la, it means I put it on my toes, la, or my feet, la shidane, ah, la, shoe, lo. Instead of just my legs, right? Just my pants, ah, shoe, lo. For pants, ah, shoe, lo. And then I think la shidane, ah, la, shoe, lo. For my shoes. I know, it gets kind of complicated, it really does. But we will soldier on. We will get there. So, I think we've got a few minutes left. How about what we need under our shoes? Socks. D, right? Lee, yo. D, Lee, yo. D, Lee, yo. Remember what that D does to this word sometimes? Makes it more than one. So this is our word for socks. D, Leo, socks. More than one, right? That D, more than one. Somebody's two or more socks. So that D makes this a plural for this word. So what do we think would happen if we turn D-Leo, socks, into just one sock? Ah, Leo, oh stop. Ah, Leo. Ah. And that ah is what we call a person marker. That's the part of this word that makes this his, hers, or its. Ah, Leo. So if I wanted to say my sock, it's ah, Leo. It's okay? Agodzeli. Dahadishka my sock. Agualio? Agualio? Yeah. Remember how we kind of said that? Agi, agua. Yeah. Agualio. That agua part makes it mine. But this doesn't change. Zalio. Oh, you want me to write it down? Okay. So, wa, li, yo. Wa, li, yo. This part right here is what makes it mine. That makes it somebody else's. So, agualio, my one sock. Dagualio, is that okay? Squeezed alio, aguazelli. Dagualio, degualio. Yeah, might be. We won't get into that, that's a lot. But that agua, huh? Agualio. Yeah, right. Remember how the D? Degualio. Yes. So, B. My socks. And it could be 2 socks, it could be 100 socks. We see degualio, we know that gua makes it mine, that D makes it plural. Degualio, my socks. What else do we need? Jacket. Yeah, it was raining outside a while ago, so we need a jacket. Now this one doesn't hold a possession to it, okay? This is the only one, I think, that I've come across that doesn't have a possession marker in the word built in. But it is ga, sha, lay, ni. Ga, sha, lay, ni. Ga, sha, lay, ni. And that's just a jacket. Ga, sha, lay. Oh. Jacket. So, ga, sha, lay, ni. Ga, sha, lay, ni. Ga, sha, lay, ni. Jacket. Now, if I wanted to put possession on it, that's a whole other thing. We'll get into it later. But aguazelli, you hear that agua, making it mine. Zazeli, that makes it a U. And then zeli makes it his, hers, or its. That's a set B conjugation list, right? So that agi or agua, that og part in there, that's what makes it mine. Za makes it yours. And then makes it his, hers, or its. We could get into a whole lot of that. We're not going to. That is way above my pay grade. But agi, za, yeah. It's a lot. Okay, so anything else we need to get ready? How about some underpants? We might need those. Negative. Oh, there's nothing there. Okay, so ha, right? We knee. Yeah. Now this is the part that means inside. Okay? Stop. Inside. Haween. So Haweeni, inside. Okay? Literal translation, Haweeni, inside. Okay? Oh, let's try some syllabary with that, shall we? Shoe, look. What's that word for? Pants. Shoe, look. Now, as far as I understand it, this is just for your bottom, down here. Anything from the waist down. So, your inside pants, right, make underwear. I don't know about y'all, but I like to wear underwear. I mean, I need it sometimes. So our inside pants, underwear. So we're going to say both of these words, right? Haweeni, ashula. Haweeni, ashula. Haweeni, ashula. Shogosho. Haweeni, ashula. Inside pants, right? Underwear. So, as best I can, I try to give you guys a literal translation while we work through. Anything else we need?
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay, sounds good. Homework. All right. We'll kind of go over those again next week, kind of to review, and then we'll keep trucking. Oh wait, I might not be here next week. I think Wacia's supposed to come. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it's the third Thursday, so that'll be